Episode 2 The Power of Words. After recounting his recovery from cholera and receiving a new spiritual vision of Iswara as light while meditating, Yogananda details how concentrated speech can directly impact the human body. Another early recollection is outstanding, and literally so, for I bear the scar to this day. My elder sister Uma and I were seated in the early morning under a neem tree in our Gorakhpur compound. She was helping me with a Bengali primer. What time I could spare from my gaze from the nearby parrots eating ripe margosa fruit. Uma complained of a boil on her leg and fetched a jar of ointment. I smeared a bit of the salve on my forearm. "Why do you use medicine on a healthy arm?" "Well, sis, I feel I am going to have a boil tomorrow. I am testing your ointment on the spot where the boil will appear." "You little liar." "Sis, don't call me a liar until you see what happens in the morning." Indignation filled me. Uma was unimpressed and thrice repeated her taunt. An adamant resolution sounded in my voice as I made slow reply. "By the power of will in me, I say that tomorrow I shall have a fairly large boil in this exact place on my arm, and your boil shall swell to twice its present size." Morning found me with a stalwart boil on the indicated spot. The dimensions of Uma's boil had doubled. With a shriek, my sister rushed to Mother. "Mukunda has become a necromancer." Gravely, Mother instructed me never to use the power of words for doing harm. I have always remembered her counsel and followed it. My boil was surgically treated. A noticeable scar left by the doctor's incision is present today. On my right forearm is a constant reminder of the power in man's sheer word. Those simple and apparently harmless phrases to Uma, spoken with deep concentration, had possessed sufficient hidden force to explode like bombs and produce definite, though injurious, effects. I understood later that the explosive vibratory power in speech could be wisely directed to free one's life from difficulties, and thus operate without a scar or rebuke. A skeptical analysis. Here, Yogananda argues that the power of words can have a direct impact on the physical body, so much so that his very willpower, spoken aloud, he believes caused a boil to appear on his arm, while his sister's doubled in size. Because of this, Uma accused her brother of necromancy. But I don't think we need to venture into occult waters to better explain what may have transpired, keeping in mind that the story itself is hopefully not grossly exaggerated. Dr. Nikki Harris Ray, in an article entitled "Dealing with Stress-Related Boils," points out that when stress raises its unappealing head, both emotional and physical changes can occur. Of those uncomfortable changes, boils, skin abscesses, can appear and be very annoying. She even gives advice about how to prevent such stress boils in the future. Reducing daily stressors, keeping clean, healthy skin, and overall maintaining an immune system that is healthy as possible will reduce the chances of reoccurrence of this nuisance condition. It should also be noted that boils, unlike acne, can spread from one person to another. While it is certainly true that our emotions can wreak havoc on our bodies, it doesn't follow that there is anything superhuman about why such occurs. To Yogananda's credit, he doesn't make too much about this episode, except to realize the explosive vibratory power in speech could be wisely directed to free one's life from difficulties, and thus operate without scar or rebuke.